Hello, I am Marie-Claude. I am the great-granddaughter of Marie-Louise, the granddaughter of Yvette, and the daughter of Francine, and I act as temporary Bear Clan representative in the Life Givers Nation. And I'm going to proceed to a small opening, and I would like to share with you about my experience with meeting the Longhouse of the Kanienkehaka Traditional Council, sharing information. I've been privileged to witness and integrate and be just so fortunate to have found this Longhouse. The opening is done, so we align ourselves with what is very important in this world to make sure that everything is done the proper way. So it's a reminder of what gives us life, and we give thanks to this, and then it prepares the dialogue or the share, basically. So Detino Waradu, Yagungwe Garuni Yagesu. This is in Kanienkehaka. We give thanks to Sky Woman for giving us our spirit. She is the blueprint of the world, so we give thanks to her for dreaming this beautiful creation. We give thanks to Yetisota Santaneka Garakwa. We give thanks to our grandmother Moon. She's the beating heart of the earth, and she takes care of the waters, and she gives us our blood. So we thank her for all that she does for us. Nyawagoa to Yonkinistan Yunzage. We give thanks to our Mother Earth. She's the mother of us all, and she gives us everything we need in this world, and we give thanks to her as she gave us our bodies. We give thanks to all the life givers that gave birth to all the nations of the world. So we give thanks to their sacred role as life givers, from the newest baby girl to the eldest of the grandmothers. And we also give thanks to all the life givers in all the reality of creation that they exist in, the mothers of the trees, the mothers of the insects, the animals. Everything that lives has a mother, and we honor you. Nyawagoa to all the waters on Negasu. We give thanks to all of these waters that are so important on our Mother Earth, and they carry so much of the history of all creation. And we acknowledge the water, and we give thanks to the water. We give thanks to all the medicine on Unkwasu. There is so much medicine in this world, and we give thanks to them. They help sometimes our body, our spirit, so all of those medicine, and we know that we are medicine for one another, and we acknowledge and we give thanks to this. We give thanks to the life protectors, the men that are walking in balance on our Mother Earth. We give thanks to the Gayanera Siraskanagoa, the great law of peace. That is the medicine that our Mother Earth needs, and all inhabitants of our Mother Earth needs. Nyawagwa to the Degeni de Ohade, the two Row Wampum Peace Treaty, which is the original agreement between the natives and non-natives. So we acknowledge this treaty that basically set the parameters of set the sort of relationship we will have with the original people of Turtle Island, reminding ourselves that it is them that saved all the non-native that came from across the great waters, and they gave so much for us to be able to live here. So we acknowledge this, and we are aware that we need to be in a respectful dialogue with them, and it is them that are guardians of these territories that we are now living. So we give thanks to this. We give thanks to the Longhouse, the community that still live. We need to be connected to community. Community is so essential, and we've learned to be so individual, and we need to go back to the community to take care of everybody. So our elders are taken care of, so our children are taken care of the proper way with the community. We give thanks to all the birds. They are our messengers. We give thanks to the animals that also our sisters and brothers, the animals. They give their lives to us so we can eat, and they also give their skin, many things that make sure that we have protection from the weather. So we acknowledge all the animals. We give thanks to all creation in good spirit. We give thanks to Gayandawana, which is the balance, Yohahio, which is the good path, Skana, which is peace, and Gonigorio, which is the good mind. We give thanks to all creation in good spirit, and we have nothing to do with bad, and we push it on the 3 levels of existence: Erisawit, Erisawit, Elisabeth To. So this was a small opening. Of course, the opening is to give thanks. So there's so many things we can give thanks to. It can take an entire day if we want. Today, I wanted to speak to you about basically solutions that are possible. The solutions exist to major problems of the world. And I have been in touch with this particular longhouse, this Kanienkehaka traditional council. We know them as Kanienkehaka. We know them as Mohawk, but the real way to refer to them is Kanienkehaka. And they have maintained their identity, their culture, despite the genocide that is still going on today, and the races that they are being victim of till this second. And basically, there's so many things I want to share with you. I don't know where to start. I've started my journey back in 2016. And I think that the most amazing first realization was to realize I am a life giver. I think women, we forget that we are so trained to think that now we need to just bring money into this world. That's all there is now to our world. But as we get in touch with the Longhouse, this is one of the first thing we realize. We are a life giver. And then we realize that our Mother Earth is also a life giver. She gives us everything we need to survive in this world. And we also get to learn about the moon. Many of us, we lost the contact with the moon, where before everything was in relation to the moon. If it was a full moon, of course, there was light during late at night, so people would live according to the cycles of the moon and not according to this Gregorian calendar that have you waking up in the morning and go into traffic and then go to a job that you probably don't really like, and then go back and same thing, and then find your family that are also coming from all these different places, and basically disconnected from the natural life we're supposed to live. Fundamentally, we're supposed to be living in a community. And when we look in the world right now, our elders are being left to die in these places that are completely deprived of love and real care. And same thing we can say about our children. The children are sent to school, and it's basically a state propaganda they have to learn there. They don't learn how to plant food. They don't learn how to take care of the land. They don't learn how to take care of themselves, their family, which is the most important thing a human being can learn. So we see that there's been an attack on community, and we need to get back to community. We're nothing without a community. And those evil people of this world came to Turtle Island. We call the Americas, actually, the real way to refer to the Americas is Turtle Island. So it's been there has been an attack, very detailed plan to attack the mothers, basically, that were managing those communities the same ways our grandmothers took care of us and all the family and the grandkids and the neighbors' kids. And there was order, there was love, there was real care. And in communities, it's possible to take care of the elders. It's possible to take care of kids, even when there are some, say, health challenges or anything of the sort. Of course, alone by ourselves, we cannot take care of those individuals with the lives that we're leading. It just basically doesn't leave any space for that anymore. And this is a major realization that we do at the Longhouse. And it comes with the experience of being in that community, being with different people and interacting for the same goal, the goal to reestablish common sense, basically, on our Mother Earth, reestablish the respect of life, the respect of what we depend on to survive, and leave this fake life that they want to sell you, basically. And it's urgent that we get out of that state. We are in a very chaotic position right now. We see everywhere in the world, we see all the chaos that is happening. And what can we do? What can we do with the structures that are in place that we know are part of the problem? Those governments that are just about nonsense laws, and that doesn't put in priority the life and love and integrity and freedom and all of those values that are nowadays not even important anymore for people. When do you hear people talking about those things? And what is life without those things? And this is where we are right now. There's nothing that makes sense anymore. It's the paper that will decide what you can do or not. Doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. And this is what we need to get out of. And where I find the motivation is really with what I discovered at the Longhouse. There is such hope, there is such possibility if people realize who is the true ally here. If everything we witness from the government, like there's a Ministry of the Environment that is supposed to be taking care of our environment. And do you see anything of the sort being protected? Every day we see just destruction after destruction. There's nothing from these structures that are making sense. So what do we do? What can we do to affect peace, to affect what a true human being wants, the respect of our Mother Earth, the respect of what's important, basically? Well, I find that by learning and by truly sitting hours and hours to really deprogram, this is what we need to do, us non-native. We need to sit with the natives that are still in touch with their identity and listen carefully. There has been so many programs in us that makes us do things that we don't want. Nobody wants to abandon their children to a daycare, or not see their parents that are in need of us. Nobody wants that. How come everybody's doing it? How come we leave the state to raise our children? Well, I can truly tell you that there are a real possibility with the alliance with the original people of Turtle Island. People don't know that there is a law that precedes all those colonial law, and it has still it's still legally binding our governments. It's still legally binding us as well. And this agreement is the extension of the Great Law of Peace, the Great Law of Peace that is 2,500 years old, and from which the extension came of the two Row Wampum, which represent the Great Law of Peace, and is the agreement that was established with the non-natives that came from everywhere, basically. And essentially, you've probably seen it. It's two parallel lines that symbolize the natives in their canoe and the non-native in their vessel. And those lines should not interfere, meaning we should not interfere in the lives and culture and territories of the natives, and the native should do the same for us. And in that agreement, we can clearly see that the native side did respect their agreement, but the non-native didn't respect their agreement. Just look at the environment and all the destruction. This is all illegal. This is not supposed to be like that. And there's supposed to be a respect and a non-interference in the natives' lives. But what we see when we are interacting and visiting those reserves, because now they're reduced to reserve, going to, say, Ganawage, you see it is they even forgot about the Gayanera Seraskanagoa, this great law of peace, which is the true law of the land. This is an extension of the natural law, the structure of the natural law, that the natives, with their interaction, their constant respect and interaction and taking care of the earth, they know the earth, they know what's best for our Mother Earth, and they can guide us. And we can see that we only need to listen. There are so many different things that are trying to capture our attention to make us believe that we're doing the right thing, and it's such an illusion, and it's so evil, because really there's a constant effort to this day, and I witness it every on a weekly basis, the injustices that are done towards the native of this territory, just by the simple fact of having these band structures that are on each reserve that are the British Crown. What does the British Crown has to do on native territory? It's the last thing a native would want. And these structures were established slowly but surely, and they are destroying the cultures of the natives. They are all about money. They are all about making sure that people forget about their ancestral rights, and not being able to affect them by signing contracts with them, or having a job through the band structure, or receiving some funding, and therefore, well, you cannot then denounce them, and so on. All of that corruption that makes that the Great Law of Peace is being completely left to the side. But this is the law of the land. This supersedes the colonial law, and there we have the proof of that, even from the government itself. Some links will be provided to you, but basically, on Turtle Island, that was an intention that the British Crown came here to destroy, because matrilinearity was the base, that was the foundation of Turtle Island. And what is matrilinearity? Is basically human being, human being in their real identity, working in balance with each other. So the life giver realizing the life giver that they are, and the everybody realizing that they come from their mother, and honoring that mother, and the life protector doing their job. So when this was working in balance, that's what they had to destroy, to make sure that they come through everywhere. They can invade everywhere. But those mothers that were protecting their community, they had to be so evil to destroy them. And this is what we see in so-called Canada. Through the residential schools, there is a genocide happening right now as we speak. It is continuing. Nobody hears about all of those graves that are found all around the country, filled with innocent native children. There's no investigation, no incrimination, nothing. Nobody's talking about it, while all of those native families still are searching for their loved one, and they will be searching for them forever, and nothing is being done. So it's for them, it must be like losing their loved one again and again and again, by seeing those injustices of our judicial system, our government, that are not doing anything. So us as non-native, us as human being, do we want to stand by this, and do we want to accept that this is okay, this is normal? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's absolutely normal to have all those native children being assassinated and being found all over the country, and then life goes on and it's normal, etc. There's a genocide, and this is the proof that the genocide is still happening to this day. We need to talk about this. We need to bring justice for those children that received such a inhuman treatment. And those native children today, they would be protecting our Mother Earth. They would be telling you, go back to your Mother Earth. They would be telling you, learn how to grow your garden again, learn how to plant trees, learn how to be conducive to your Mother Earth, stop destroying. Even though we say right now we're stuck in it, everybody has a car destroyed. We know we all participate in the destruction, but we have to realize, if it's not our choice, we need to get out and do something else. And truly, the alliance of the original people, to me, what it gives me peace of mind. It gives me peace of mind to be part of the solution, even though it's the slightest action that can be doing, of planting hemp, for example, through the hemp unity agenda of the Longhouse, or to just pass on this information about life givers. You are life givers. You're supposed to be managing the lives that you brought into this world, not the way it's happening right now. And this is what we need to get back. We need to get back the love of the mothers, the love of our grandmothers that took care of us, and that everybody were so happy and there was order. This is what they came here to destroy. And they destroy truly those families by kidnapping, terrorizing, killing their children. So every native, all native nations are facing that reality of the residential schools. Everyone, there's no exception. Everybody has been victim. Maybe not their mother and father, but their uncle. Everybody knows someone that has been through this horrible residential school, which is really concentration camps. This is what happened, and we learn to not call this a school, because it's not a school. It's a slaughterhouse that took place there, and we cannot stay silent about this. And to ally with the original people is also to say, I'm not a murderer. I don't want to be part of killing those native children. I don't want to be associated in killing the earth. And I'm allying with the original people that can guide me to get back my true power, my true voice of wanting justice in this world, and integrity and freedom, and all of those beautiful values that used to exist in our world, that used to be priority in our world. And nowadays, what is the priority in our world? Money, which equates to destroying everything, which equates to you having a life you don't love. We're supposed to be living in community, and within the community, everything is there. You don't need anything. You don't need to go outside to get a job, because a community will make sure that a big garden will be planted. Everybody will be helping. A community means you don't need to have someone to take care of your children. If you're gone, the community will just take care of it. And just by the simple fact of being raised in the community, those children are much more solid. Everybody is benefiting from all the medicine that everybody brings to the table, and it's a solid life. It's a happy life, and it's a life that allows for everything to happen. Everybody can be helping each other out. And if we go back to the hemp, for instance, I don't know if everybody of you know that the hemp is the most amazing medicine. It's the best medicine to plant for our Mother Earth, because it purifies the water, the air, the soil, gets rid of radiation. But on top of it, if you grow fiber hemp, you've got the center of the fiber that if you mix with lime and water, you get hempcrete. You can build your own house with the community then. You can build those houses that are going to be mold-free, by the way. They are going to be fireproof also, and they absorb CO2. What else can you need? And this is a community that can be building, transforming those plants. If you plant hemp to give the seeds to, because that's another side of the hemp that you can have. It's the medicine of our bodies. The hemp seeds contains many of the vitamins that your body needs, many of the nutrients that you cannot find in the food that we are now served in these mass market that are filled with poison, basically, and that they are modified. Of course, it's not good for us. So by planting hemp, we help the earth, we help the community to be able to rebuild itself. So we need to be part of the solution. We need to find lives that inspire us again, to live again, to be happy in, to share with everybody. And not the other way around, where we think that, okay, so from the day we're born, we need to just think about how are we going to make money to the day we die. This is not normal. This has to be challenged. And truly, the solution exists in the alliance with the original people that can guide us to getting back to our natural self, getting rid of all these poison, all of these lies that were served to us. In history, when you go to school, you never learn about the true history. Why do we accept that? Why do we accept these lies? And especially when the original people of Turtle Island are the most generous people, the most peaceful people that are just wanting to give everything for the world to get back to their true self, to their true identity, to the life that they dream for themselves, the life that we dream for our kids and grandchildren. This is the way to get back to truth, to get back to sense. And I believe that at this stage of the game, clearly there's no sense anymore in this world. So what do we have to lose to get back to the initial meeting of the original people of Turtle Island and do it proper this time? Do it proper by acknowledging their wisdom, which is urgently needed in our world. All those technologies that are presented to so-called help our Mother Earth, they're not. They're not. Like you say, wind power. Well, that big, gigantic thing that is sitting in the field there, just the material and just the fabrication of that thing is highly pollution. Like it's highly destructive, So you cannot say something then that is when it generates the energy through the wind. Yes, it helps, but then you cause the problem first. Same thing with electric car. People don't know that the batteries that are needed for these electric cars are highly destructive for our Mother Earth because they depend on those mining in those territory, and that are very often native territory. They dig up to have those precious metal to create those batteries that are then highly toxic when they're getting back to the earth, where they're not no good anymore. So truly there is a big change that is needed, big change. And the hemp in itself, as I said, it absorbs CO2, and this is why the main agenda of the original people of the Kanienkehaka Traditional Council that initiated the hemp unity, that is now having all kinds of positive repercussion, with people not knowing about the hemp and wanting to plant some hemp and experimenting with this. So everybody could do that. Everybody can plant a hemp seed and see it grow and know that this plant is actually purifying the soil, helping the water, helping everything. And just by being part of a slightly that way of the solution makes you want to do more. You want to be the solution. You want to be part of a group of people that are acting conducively to our Mother Earth and defend what's important. So it's an invitation. It's an invitation to dialogue. I would love to exchange with you on the chat. There's also invitation that you are so welcome to participate, as the Longhouse has started that in 2017, to have every Wednesday a public exchange through a talking circle that is led by the Wolf Clan representative of the Kanienkehaka Traditional Council, Stuart Mayo. His real name is Sketsi Danzerio. And there's a real dialogue that is in French and English for people to really come and ask and question things and hear about what this alliance with the original people has to offer in a completely free way. There's nothing expected of us other than if you see that there's some truth in what you're exposed to, if you see that there's something that is worth your time, well, you just simply want to share it with everyone searching for common sense, basically. And this is disappearing very fast. So if you are interested in joining us in this historic dialogue that started in 2017, well, you can go on to Longhouse Stuart Mayo on Facebook. Everything is shared publicly. You will see there's a lot of things, a lot of different actions that the Longhouse is taken, but you will see the Row Wampum working group that is every Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And everybody can participate, speak, being observers. There's nothing that is expected. You can just be there. For some people, I've been following the Longhouse for years, and all of a sudden they show up on the Zoom and we interact with them, and they feel like they know the Longhouse because they've listened to so many of their talks. Some just join and start dialogue straight away. It really is what you see, what you realize, and what you want to share, basically. But we are now collectively concluding the same thing, that the natives that stayed true to their identity, so close to our Mother Earth, are going to be the ones guiding us home. And this is what we need. We need to go back home to our Mother Earth that gives us everything, that without her, we're nothing. And she's dying, and she's under attack. And we need to rise, because right now, nothing our government is conducive to this. Absolutely nothing. They're actually going fast in the opposite direction. They're hurrying up to destroy everything. This is what's happening, being reported in everywhere, not just on Turtle Island, but everywhere. For the sake of $1, everybody has the right to do everything through that poison of democracy. We need to get back to the true deliberation of true human being, which is we're supposed to have a say. We're supposed to have a say to these structures that then take our wish and apply it. It's not the other way around. We are now imposed all these nonsensical realities coming from our government, all of those negative impact on our lives, and we take it because we think there's no solution, there's no way out. But I'm telling you, there is a way out, and it is the great law of peace. I encourage you to do your own research online and see that the great law of peace was the US Constitution was based on the great law of peace. It was never respected, but this shows you how humongous this law is, and how much we can learn from it. And to give you an idea, they have in their protocols, because it's filled with protocols of way of living on our Mother Earth, there's things that are just natural, that we learn that, yes, this is the way to be conducive to our Mother Earth. So just by learning about this, we learn about the true deliberation process through the clan system, that just gives a voice to everyone that wants to take position on anything. And there's a technology, this is true technology, a technology to take decisions that are corruption proof, no corruption possible there, that hears everybody. It could be applied to the entire planet, to our Mother Earth. It's absolutely fascinating, and how efficient it is, and how empowering it is to have an issue on the floor, and by simple protocols that are respected, like not interrupting each other, like not bring personal into a console, that not being outside the subject, which any conversation you have in any of those meetings that you go and to try to help our Mother Earth, people don't listen. They are interrupting. They want to say, and they just want to leave. They are not really truly listening. And this is one major thing that we realize with the contact of the original people of Turtle Island, is that you let the person speak until she's finished or he's finished, and you will really be able to capture the true message, and then you reply when the person is finished. You're not preparing what you want to say while the person is speaking. And I can honestly say this was my case, and it's still sometimes my case, because those habits that we picked along the way, they stick to you. So it's a comfort. It's a conscious effort that we need to do to change those bad habits, that gives back our voice. But truly, through the Life Givers Nation that was constituted in 2019, which is open to any life givers who wish to abide to the Women's Declaration, historical Women's Declaration, which is essentially, we adopt the great law of peace, we adopt the counseling process, we don't want anything to do with corruption, we cut ourselves from war, from all those manipulation, and we say this is the world we want, and this is where we are building this world. And we witness that every moon, every month, some would say. Now we say every moon because this is a natural cycle. So every moon, the Life Givers Nation has been meeting ever since 2019 with a specific agenda and decision process with everybody. So life giver out there, you are interested in learning the true communication, the true deliberation process that will empower you, you're welcome to contact us and we'll guide you through the process that is very simple. And it's also open to the life protector, to the men. Eventually, we will add exactly the duplicate because the Life Givers Nation applies the great law of peace, which means matrilinearity. It's not just women, it's not just life givers together. No, we need to be in balance with our opposite, which are the male. They have to be in balance. So we see that it's a lot of right now happening in the Life Givers Nation wants to constitute that sacred council fire once again. We are in building of this right now. It's extremely exciting. We see now the shapes, we see how it's taking shape in the world and how it's starting to walk in the world. And once this is completed, then there will be a Life Protectors Council fire as well that will work together to bring that balance in the world once again, under the guidance of our mothers, of the love of our mothers that are in their identity, with all the values that we were talking about earlier: integrity, justice, peace. All of those things that we are dreaming for our world still exist within the Gayanera Sirascana Goa. So great invitation for you. So if you are interested, drop an email. We can send you all the information you want relating to either the Life Givers Nation, the Kanienkehaka Traditional Council, anything that you wish to learn more. I'm more than happy to provide those information for you. And of course, I'm not alone. We are a great nation. We already have safe oases, safe houses that are being established with the members of the Life Givers Nation to welcome life givers that might need refuge and life protector that might need refuge as well. And those life protectors and life givers has to abide by the great law of peace, that has to adopt the great law of peace and the protocols that comes with it. And this is how we rebuild. We rebuild the world by starting at the base. But when people miss common sense, when people miss truth, and we know everybody is lacking this, everybody says there's no more common sense in our world. Well, it can go very fast. When the base is done, things can go very fast. Truth cannot be stopped. Peace cannot be stopped. Love cannot be stopped. And this is where we are. So very exciting to share this with you. I hope I was clear enough. I hope it sparked something in you. And I hope we see you soon, either on the Zoom, in the Life Givers Nation, or in Hemp Unity. You want to plant those seeds? We have seeds for you. The Longhouse acquired some hemp seeds and they're giving them away completely free of charge, and they're being planted all around the place, and we are receiving pictures of those little babies growing up everywhere, and we know that they're doing the job of purifying our Mother Earth. And the last thing I will say to you is that this vision, the Hemp Unity, is the vision of the Kanienkehaka Traditional Council, and it also the main soul of that is to honor the native children that were murdered and receive all those inhuman treatments through the residential school concentration camps. And we know that those native children would be taking care of the earth right now. They would be teaching us non-native how to be natural again. And we are planting each seed to honor them. Thank you. And I have to do a little closing. Sorry, I'm moved. Those children need us. They need to have us talk about them. It's really a true atrocity that took place and still is going on on those territories, we need to act. We need to stand on the right side of justice, and we need to denounce that our governments are not doing anything, and we are not going to stand by this. So we are honoring truly those children that suffered so much, and they are hearing us right now, and they are happy that those seeds are being planted, because they can affect the peace, they can affect the purification on our Mother Earth that way, even though they've been killed and they are not on our Mother Earth again. So um, let's always remember those children, and let's bring justice to each and every one of them. So for the closing again, thank you very much for watching. We give thanks to our Sky Woman. Your I forgot the word in Kanienkehaka. Sorry, I got emotional. But we give thanks to Sky Woman for giving us our spirit. We give thanks to our Grandmother Moon, the beating heart of our Mother Earth, for giving us our blood. We give thanks to our Mother Earth that gives us so much, gives us everything we need, all the love, everything we see, all the beauty, all the experiences that we are so fortunate to experience on our Mother Earth. It's thanks to her. We give thanks to you. We give thanks to all the life givers, the mothers that brought all the nations of the world, and we're working towards you being able to manage those lives with the love that you intended for those lives, and all the dreams that you had for those beautiful children that we want natural in this world. We give thanks to Tikundi Nagarat Gawas, all the life givers, and all this, the reality of creation. We give thanks to all the waters, all the medicine. We give humongous thanks to the Gayanera Seraskana Goa that are guiding us back to peace. We give thanks to the Degani de Ohade, which is the vehicle we have to use to get to the proper interaction with the original people of Turtle Island, to show our respect. We give thanks to our ancestors who carry the good mind. I give thanks to them. They put me on this path. I do this for my bloodline. I do this to honor the life that my mother gave me, and that my Mother Earth gave me, and that is being sustained with everything around me that I depend on. I thank this. I give thanks to all creation in good spirit, and you and your ancestors in the good mind that are also guiding you. I thank you very much for watching this video. And we have nothing to do with bad, and we push it on the 3 levels of existence. Erisawit, Erisawit, Erisawit. See you soon. To.